From what you've seen so far, are they the team to beat, Garion?
I just have a hard time betting them at this number. I mean, you kind of look at some of the advanced statistics in the NBA right now. They are barely inside the top 10 in net rating. They're 11th in offensive rating. They're 12th in defensive rating. So I guess optimistically you say they haven't really had their full complement of players all season and they're still in the top half of the league in most major categories. But pessimistically, what is this team elite at? Aside it already having to play Kevin Durant 40 minutes a night to be the second best team in the Eastern Conference. I understand that in the playoffs, things change, stars become even more important, and, there's the possibility that, who knows what's going to be the case with Kyrie Irving 3 months from now. That is a variable that has to be taken into account, but I just look at, the Bucks at plus 750, the reigning NBA champions. I look at some pretty good value in terms of, if the reports that we're hearing about Kawhi's knee are accurate. Clippers at 22-1 seems kind of interesting. 76ers at 22-1, depending on how they resolve the Ben Simmons situation. I just think the Nets, could they win the NBA championship? Of course. But if you're having to pay top dollar to get that bet in, it's just not something I want to back.
Yeah, Nick, do you have a hard time betting them at this number?
Yeah, and Garion, one thing that he didn't touch on was the Warriors, too, at plus 47 right now on DraftKings Sportsbook. And you're going to add a guy like Klay Thompson at this point in the season. I understand we don't know what we're going to see from him, if he's going to be the full Klay Thompson that he's been in the past, of course, coming off that injury and everything. But this is a guy who, even if he's just, you're just getting the offensive side of him, that's a huge addition to one of the best teams, arguably the best team in the league, going so far this season. For the Nets, if you're looking for a futures bet, I think the best one to consider is probably the Eastern Conference for them to win the Eastern Conference. I know the Bucks are still appealing there at plus 300, and they could go and they have a taste of what it takes to win, so they could absolutely still go and win the conference and maybe get back to the finals for back-to-back seasons. But I think taking the Nets to go and at least take care of business in the East is a little bit more reasonable, because there's a lot more variables that Garion was highlighting quite a bit of when you look at winning the actual NBA Finals.